feature match of two people we already featured. We have Sebastian versus Cameron. We already featured Sebastian playing mid-range Draven. Fun fact, his opponent actually had to go. So even though Sebastian got massacred last round, he ended up winning, and now he's still at table 1. And he's playing against Cameron. We featured Cameron earlier. He was playing a riff on the Miracle deck. It's a Miracle Annie deck.
And now we can actually see how this mid-range Annie deck does up against the Draven, because that's the main appeal to this Annie deck, is that it is supposedly supposed to have a good matchup into Draven, and a rougher one into Victor, which was his round 1 game.
But he ended up pulling it out. So then let's see how it works against a, not normal deck, but against a more common deck. And here's the roll. It's going to be a 4 for Cameron. Sebastian rolling an 11. Me and him are hitting the tables later tonight. And here it is. Like we said, Miracle versus Midrange. It's Zon Warrens versus Reavers Row. Sebastian gets to go first. But, oh, man, Sebastian needs to be drawing these early 2 drops here to be able to play. I believe he drew a Tide Turner. Hallelujah. Oh, no, he didn't. Passes with nothing. So let's see what Cameron does. Cameron playing this Ezreal, discarding a Bushwhack to draw 2. More importantly, though, he gets to untap 2 after playing this Ezreal. So he gets to do some pretty cool stuff if there is some interaction. But let's see if Sebastian can actually make a play here.
We started to get previews from the new set. I'm actually really excited to see the new battlefields.
Yeah, honestly, Spirit Forge had a lot of really good cards, really cool mechanics, but the battlefields weren't as spicy as I would like them to be. So I can't wait for Unleashed to have some nasty looking battlefields.
Yeah, looking at it, there aren't too many meta ones except for maybe Sunken Temple is pretty good, but that's like
it's
the one
like
standout.
Sunken Temple, Paper Tree, what is it called? Treasure Hoard, Forge of the Fluffed or something like that, or Orange Forge, I think is the one. And then like Ravenbloom Conservatory. All the other ones, like they're either like a little too cute or, but that's the thing. There's never been a set 2 deck that has all set 2 battlefields yet.
I like that they're not coming out like power creeping the battlefields.
Mm-hmm.
You just get to see Zon Warren's River Row every game, you know?
Yep. And double seals for Cameron.
Man, getting the double seals out this early is going to be rough to deal with all match.
Yep. Seals is awesome because basically every turn you use seals, it essentially accelerates you. It doesn't deramp you, so you get to play all your powerful cards. So even though at the beginning it is a costly effect, over the course of a couple turns, Cameron will just make out like a bandit and continually just accrue more and more mana because he has 2 seals. But the Draven moving into the Reaver's Row, scoring the first point of the game. Sebastian on the board here. Is he going to play? What is it? It's probably going to be a Tide Turner, moving that Draven back, keeping that there.
I really love Tide Turner, though, because especially into Reaver's Row, you can bounce him out, but now the Draven in the back is free to do whatever he wants. If the Ezreal goes into the Dawn Warrens, which it's probably going to do, you have the ready units in the back in order to do, go where you need them to go.
And normally you don't like the fact that Cameron gets to draw off of it, but he doesn't because it's Annie. I keep forgetting about that. Cameron is a really good player. Normally he likes to cook, and right now he's a big fan of this Miracle Annie deck. One of the things, though, is Annie gets to abuse the fact that he gets 2 mana every turn, but honestly, ruining combat math is one of the best parts about Draven. It makes you just scared to just play creatures.
Oh, another seal, 3 seals this early into the game. You're never having to deramp. This is going to be a very powerful Andy game, and we have to toss the scrap heap off of the movement. And we get the Conquer, toss one, draw. If we toss another scrap heap, it's like we're just cooking too hard.
A treasure trove and gets to pop it from the seal. So he basically net positive gets a rune out of that. It's a great little combo whenever you have something like a gold gear or a seals.
Ooh, this is going to be a great turn to battering ram. You've already used a bunch of cards. Hitting at least one battering ram will be very nice for us. We've seen a lot of our deck. We should have one, maybe, hopefully. Here's the problem. If we don't drop battering ram, we're in such a bad spot.
And with the Annie ability, gets to untap too. But let's see if Cameron is able to finagle his way into some other card activation here. He's really thinking before the Annie ability. Choosing just to not play any more cards and passing to Sebastian. Sebastian gets the score to 2, being able to hold on this Reaver row with the Tide Turner.
Here's the problem with going in for that play on the top battlefield is Draven gets to draw a card for free. He gets to fight your creature. That's what Dravens do. That's why it's a good deck. But it is hard to start from off points when you really need that early movement. Yeah, that's what I thought. When we were watching that, I thought he got another toss off the Zon Warrens, but he didn't trigger it. Because he moved in with the... I think he just forgot because he moved in with the Merchant, tossed, drew 2, and he conquered, so he should have got the Zon Warrens pop as well. You're right.
Yeah, but good eagle eye on that one. Oftentimes, sometimes when we play, we just forget triggers and things like that. But that's why we play locals, to make sure that, we're fine and tuned in. Ooh, and Sebastian discarding a Thunder Song
in the main deck.
In the main deck. So that is somewhat in the norm. I do believe the guy who won playing mid-range Draven had Thunder Song. Huh?
2 or 1?
I think it's 2 because it kind of wants to be able to beat like something like Irelia, but not sure. It's just that it's another good card to play on curve that doesn't deramp you. But then Sebastian doing one of the normal plays that a lot of...
Falling Star.
Now the question is, do you Falling Star the... Yep.
Yeah,
you Falling Star that...
ram.
Because the thing about it is Cameron might just have another Ezreal in the works here, and this might be the only time he gets to have something that gets to be a clean one answer to this battering ram.
Looks like our hand is Rebuke, Fight or Flight, Spinning Axe.
I really do love least...
We could have definitely moved into
the Reaver's row?
The row. Because we have our readied unit down there.
Oh, no, we held the Reaver's row, though.
Oh, we held move back. True. You are correct. You're correct. Yes, no point.
Here you go. And a second copy of this Ezreal. And just showing in spades how powerful this how powerful these seals are. Cameron definitely deramped himself twice off the initial first 2 seals. But now he just gets to just be even more mana than Sebastian right now.
I used 2 call shots, 2 Ezreals off that already. Oh my gosh, a third Ez. He just gets to draw so deep now.
The question is, what is Cameron going to discard? Oftentimes you want to discard things that you have too many copies of, many redundant cards. But here's the thing that's awesome with this Annie Miracle deck. He's able to discard spells willy-nilly because he can just summon the Annie champion unit and add back any card he discarded.
For those of you who play Yu-Gi-Oh!, I really want them to bring like some type of imperm style spell eventually, because creature abilities are they're too safe. There's nothing you can do to stop a creature ability right now, which I also like at the same time.
Yeah, to be fair, silences in League of Legends are broken. So silencing in this game would probably be nuts too.
Oh, Soraka signature spell?
That'd be fire. That would be fire.
Pick an area, base, or one of the battlefields and silence the abilities.
Silence it, that's
That'd
fire.
be cracked. And a free Rasa. Oh, Oh my gosh, and another one. We'll deram for it because it is so worth on tempo to do so.
Yeah, and honestly, we're already still ahead on mana, so that's really negligible on that one.
And a battering ram.
And here's the
That is
best part
such a miracle
about this
turn.
Annie deck is you're able to just blow your entire hand out onto the field, and then normally with this Draven deck, with a Draven Miracle deck, you basically are at the mercy of your opponent because you have tapped out. But with Cameron's deck, untapping 2 really represents a lot of different spells for Cameron. And even then, if Cameron doesn't have something like that, Sebastian has to at least respect it. And that enough might be too much of a tightrope for Sebastian to walk on.
Also, remember, you can repeat the hard bargain here because the hard bargain repeat is free. You could just do 2 mana hard bargain for 4 mana. Your opponent has to pay for it, you know. Sebastian's not in a bad spot considering his deck and where he wants to be and his game plan. Cameron, the Annie player, had a crazy miracle turn, which gave a lot of might on the battlefield, but we still are in a decent position to develop our board right now. A Ferris Forerunner development would be nice. I think like the best development would be like Forerunner and another Noxus Hopeful would have been like the premium development.
Yeah, every turn that the Miracle deck can just drop a Noxus Hopeful, I really like it.
Tide Turner. Bring back Draven. Ooh, we're going to go for the fight. We're going to try to fight it out.
Well, that's the thing. Normally, in these Miracle decks, try to fight it out is not a real proposition. But with the Annie leader not having any punish for the fights, Sebastian can kind of whittled away down this thing. And I'm not going to lie, Sebastian has a Spinning Axe. Spinning Axe is one of the best cards on offense because he can run the, what is it called? He can run a tiny creature with Spinning Axe onto it, clear something, and then the axe drops, but because it's Sebastian's turn, he'll be able to pick it up with another creature.
This is just it's so risky. He could have developed more, but I think if he goes in, he has to play around one spell and the Reaver's Row trigger here. If we win this combat, we definitely are so ahead in the game. We just annihilated his miracle turn. But it is very hard here in order to win this combat. So we are going in. We're going to see if he wants to use a Draven trigger and a Reaver's Row trigger.
I can see from Cameron's hand he has a Fight or Flight. That is a battle trick right there. That could potentially remove a lot of might here.
I think Cameron or Sebastian has Fight or Flight, Rebuke, Spinning Axe. Gust.
And a Gust
Ooh.
on the Ezreal.
Main deck Gust. You don't see that too often nowadays.
But that's still going to be 17 might on board.
So he did not pay for the Draven. So Draven's only at...
He did. He tributed a gold.
Oh, he tributed the gold. So we are going to Spinning Axe here. The problem with the Spinning Axe is it's going to get Fight or Flighted. Whatever goes on. So I like putting it on the smallest unit. Let's put it on, or the one you want to save, the one that you don't mind getting pushed back.
He's putting it on the Draven here. Draven representing the most amount of might on
Sebastian has a hard bargain, though. I remember, it wasn't a Firefly, it has a hard bargain.
Ooh, and Cameron choosing not to fight over any of it. Ooh, and it's just a trade. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I guess attach that Spinning Axe to the Tide Turner.
Because you have to, but right now, Sebastian's turn was looking really legit, but my goodness.
If we were able to come out on top just a little bit, it would have been nice.
Yeah, no, if Sebastian actually won that combat and it was a win plus a conquer, he would be up, and that play would be amazing.
I think we're 2 behind now because we gave him the Ezreal back.
Yeah, Cameron's deck is going to be operating on all cylinders, and just honestly, one called shot would just be too much. And there you go for the tempo, just to take down this Tide Turner here.
Make him waste the mana. I'm a fan of that. That's fine.
There you go. And I'm honestly running both of these up to score points.
Yeah, there's no point not to. Man, I really think if Sebastian didn't have a way to win that combat, I think he should have put the spinning axe on the smaller unit to keep the most might at the battlefield. Oh man. And we have a rebuke. If he has Darius, we can still rebuke it. If he has like Darius 2-drop.
And that's how the mid-range versus Miracle matchup works. If mid-range ever kind of loses any amount of control of this game, it goes too far, and the Miracle deck runs away with it. The mid-range deck constantly needs to be up in threat and in card advantage to try to win.
And there's a difference between the Anti-Miracle and the Draven Miracle, is that you can fully tempo out on like a Miracle or Sub-Miracle turn, and then have 2 mana in order to protect yourself. You draw so much in purple that Cameron likes playing this Annie deck currently because he's like, I'm going to give up the draws but hold up the ability in order to interact on my opponent's turn, which I like a lot.
Yeah, if you really think about it, like Sebastian only drew 2 cards off of this Draven ability, but Cameron was able to activate basically 3 free spells because of it. Any unaccelerated Kaisa from Sebastian, that's not necessarily what you want because honestly, it only checks the Noxus Hopeful on the board here.
I think the game is
essentially
it's too far.
over.
Yeah, it's over.
I can see the rebuke in the hand of Cameron and a fight or flight, so it's essentially just over. I like this play because Cameron sees that it will be the final turn. He needs to make the most out of his cards.
If Detonate was a like action or something, it'd be absolutely correct.
It'd be.
It's already good.
It'd be bananas.
I'm surprised this deck wasn't innovating it sooner, like the Miracle, because they run so many card draw cards.
Yeah, I think Treasure Trove was the real innovation. Detonate is a very strong card in itself, but in combination with Treasure Trove, being able to not lose any runes in the process, but also just cycling your deck of 3 cards is so powerful.
Dude, and here is the thing. You get to actually keep up mana and tempo out. The problem with the 3 mana up is the only thing the 3 mana is you have 2 mana spells. There's really no 1 mana spell. You can like stack deck, yeah, and then find a better spell. But it's for Hard Bargain, discounted by this one singular Ezreal, which makes it 3 mana. But you have 2 Ezreal, so it's already 2 mana.
And that's going to be it. Cameron is able to have this double hold. He popped off, was able to score to 4, hold to 6, hold to 8, and Sebastian does not see the cards he wants. And that's the thing with this Miracle deck, not Miracle deck, with this mid-range Draven deck, it needs to be up on his opponent at all times. This Miracle deck is the bigger deck. If it gets to explode, it's a lot harder for this Draven deck to ever come back. Cameron's deck is the one who has a better chance of coming back from a 2-point deficit. But just want to say thank you to all our watchers today. We stream every 6:30 on the People's Card Shop Twitch. If you like who we are, my name is Ed, and I'm joined with Michael. And we stream every 6:30, but we also have a YouTube channel called Conquer and Hold. If you want to see our VODs, want to see some deck profiles, want to see some, just some interesting talk about the game, we definitely have it there on our YouTube channel, Conquer and Hold. So be sure to come check it out. And this is going to be game 2 of our match. It is Midrange Draven versus a Miracle Annie. And again, I say it all the time. One of the benefits of this of this mid-range Draven deck is when you get to go first and have something like Targon's Peak. It is so obnoxious having 2 mana up at all times. Representing something like a spinning axe or a hard bargain is so powerful. And Sebastian gets to do that and has the initiative game 1, being able to conquer first. So Cameron is going to go ahead and be on the back foot. But Cameron has been, honestly, Cameron is really good. And every single skirmish I've seen Cameron at, he's literally been in the finals or has won. So let's see here. He is a big proponent of this Miracle Annie deck. He's a huge believer on it. So let's see how he does. All right, it's going to be Targon's Peak, and it's going to be Obelisk of Power. Obelisk of Power is the standard go second battlefield for most Dravens, whether it be for Miracle or not for Miracle. But again, I confuse it. Cameron is playing Annie, but again, going second with 4 mana is so strong. Being able to just double develop your board with 2 drops, or just having more access to mana. So 3, let's see what he plays. It's going to be stack deck. Let's see if he has a 2-drop. I see Treasure Hunter here. Treasure Hunter, one of the premier cards in this mid-range Draven deck, being able to score a point early, but then it's able to run away, giving you 2 gold. Cameron in the tank trying to figure out what to do. In the beginning, usually these Miracle decks kind of sack the early game, but I think it's going to be an Ezreal. Oh, it's going to be a called shot for just 1, not even repeated. Cameron really trying to sculpt his hand here.
He could be trying to play a Battering Ram.
Battering Ram is a strong move here, and it is a Battering Ram.
Yeah, just using it for the discount of the Battering Ram.
But more importantly, with this Annie effect, he gets to untap too. He gets to... Cameron showing his hand. I told Cameron earlier that I can see his hand no matter what. It doesn't matter if he, they just flick it and see. I can guess the cards. But Cameron doing a great job letting us know he has the ill-fated combo of Detonate plus Treasure Trove.
He basically has a new hand.
Yeah, he has a new hand. So him showing it didn't really matter. But if I was Sebastian here, I'm trying to conquer at the Targon's Peak, untap 2. But more importantly, I'm trying to play as many development board as much as possible here.
That early Battering Ram is a lot of might.
It is a lot of might.
5 might just beats over all the other random 4 might people, like even Draven too, you know?
Forcing a Draven pump on turn 2 is so powerful.
I honestly wouldn't mind the Kai'Sa Accelerate here since we had the 3 mana open and we have the Fight or Flight in hand. Just to draw the extra card, it could be cool. Because I don't know what he could... He would push the Battering Ram into your Kai'Sa and then your Fight or Flight him out, draw a card from the Fight or Flight.
We can see here Cameron has the combo of Detonate. Plus, I saw he had his Scrap Heap in hand.
I honestly don't mind Fight or Flighting right now, just getting a card away from it.
Yeah, the only thing about
that's why I want to accelerate the Kai'Sa.
My only problem with Fight or Flight here is you Fight or Flight back the Battering Ram. But guess what? The Traveling Merchants 2 is bigger than the Treasure Hunters 1. So
yeah,
Cameron will still get a point plus get that card advantage he desperately wants. Discarding the Scrap Heap, being able to draw. Ooh, and he drew into a called shot here. Let's see if he can combine it with, let's say, an Ezreal. And we're going to play the Treasure Trove. We have the combo. It is going to be pop the treasure trove. He gets to draw 2 cards. And the treasure trove, because it left the field, it gets to channel an extra card. Oh, let's see if he forgets the channel. Can you forget the channel and draw a card at the same time?
No, I think you have to do both.
You have
You
to
want
do
to call
everything.
it out?
Channel the rune.
Let's see real quick, though. Trove.
It's all one effect, right?
Yep.
Yep, all one
Have
effect.
to do both.
And he did one. He had to do the other. And a stack deck for Cameron. Let me just check my phone to make sure. Brian beat.
Yeah, 7 turns from now, when he has the 1 extra mana to win the game, it's because he got it from the Trove. Man, Battering Ram is really oppressive. Just 1 might over all of the mid-range cards. Honestly, you need to get out the Forerunner early in this matchup to win. The Forerunner is kind of like your own miracle because it's 6 might on a body that turns into 6 might on 2 bodies. Kaisa move in, draw a card. Rebuke. Darius. I don't know. 4 mana on an Annie is very, very scary. That's 2 cards that they can use. Annies normally have just 2 mana spells a lot in their deck to synergize with their hero power or a legend ability. So having 4 mana up means you have to deal with 2 things. It is just too hard for that to occur. Oh, so we're going to... I was about to say that Rebuke kind of looks like Ride the Wind, but it was Ride the Wind. So we're going to ready our Darius, move our Kaisa down, then we're going to move 2 upwards. But here's the thing. Cameron has 2 spells that he's able to use right now. He has 4 mana. That's 2 Annie spells for sure. Call shot.
Choosing to repeat it and float the mana.
Means we might not have what we want.
We can see a Bushwhack and a Ferris Forerunner being one of the cards, but let's see if it's going to be a Battle Trick. It's going to be an Ezreal. I don't know what the other card is. It looks like that combat is going to be over. Let's see.
He might have just been bluffing that 4 mana. He was bluffing that 4 mana.
And
wow.
More importantly, he gets to
Double
draw
draws.
2 cards.
Do you kill the Kaisa there just so he doesn't get the extra draw?
What is the... no, it's kill the Kaisa for sure, because the Battering Ram is a clean answer to the Kaisa, but you would have to use a buff to attack over the Darius. You know what I mean? Even though it feels bad, right now you just need to get him off as many points as possible. Yeah, see here, at least if Cameron runs up the Battering Ram now, it forces some type of action. But Cameron has 3 seals out, 6 mana, a lot of options here, and it's not a really scary juncture because it's only 1 to 3 right now, so it's not as bad as it could be.
That was like honestly the riskiest Ride the Wind of all time, though.
Yeah, Sebastian is a risk it for the biscuit kind of player. Much like an ADC plays on the very fine edge of what he can and can't do, Sebastian does the same playing cards. Damn, Riot hire me. That was crazy.
Sometimes my 0-10 ADC gets to kill some games.
Yeah. I wish they honored the 0-10 Yasuo power spike. Like there was like some Yasuo thing where it's like if you die a lot, you get a bunch of points. But Cameron being able to summon this Ferris Forerunner and also untapped too. It's not as good as it normally is because Sebastian had a call to arms. He checked if Cameron had a battle spell, and he did not. So this 2 mana being open is potentially null and void. But the thing is, Cameron might have just drawn a battle trick right now. Sebastian could play like if it doesn't exist. But if Cameron drew it now, it could potentially ruin a lot of things. And Sebastian having that Thermo Beam for 3. Honestly, against Sebastian, don't leave out 3 seals. He will draw Thermo Beam. But I believe it's going to be a summon of a Mind Splitter here to reinforce the board. It looks like he is going to get this hold off Cameron. But then Cameron also does not have anything that threatens this Mind Splitter, so Sebastian will be getting this point back. Oh, man, and it's a Rasa here. He's going to be able to develop his board even more.
He's seen so many cards. Man, if this deck was able to run Mundo, it would be so crazy. Just one random Mundo in there. Actually, Cam Mundo's purple. That's just too big. You deramp
Mundo's
too
blue.
much. Mundo's blue. Oh, he's blue. You're right. He's blue.
If Mundo was purple, bro,
That would
purple would be literally be toe broken.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cameron. What a nice guy.
That would be insane.
But I don't know if everyone saw Cameron's hand. Cameron had Bushwhack plus Ferris Forerunner. It is looking real spooky for Sebastian here. If now Cameron's game plan, once he has all this might, he needs to basically set it up to where he can ooh, I like that play from Sebastian. Able to kind of make everybody run away all at the same time. That was really cool. But there's the thing. Sebastian has the point lead, but Cameron has more might. So right now, Cameron's main job is to get this points back here.
That was a pretty mightful turn, though.
And Cameron get it untapped with a bunch of might on board. He just has to be cognizant that Sebastian also has a lot of creatures in play. The real question is how Cameron is going to set up the rest of this game here. He's just doing some math. Honestly, one of the coolest parts about Riftbound is I'm really good at adding up very small numbers together.
I'm really good at addition.
I can count to 17 real fast. And there you go. The 2-point totals are matching now, 5-5.
Oh, another. The Ferris Forerunner. We knew it was insane, but man, it just hurts to see it plop down.
I actually like Cameron's deck a lot because he plays one Morbid Return, one Fizz, so he's able to kind of loop that over and over and over again. But then he was telling me that he likes to loop Ferris Forerunner against decks that can't normally handle it. And honestly, that is a great win condition. One Ferris Forerunner usually beats decks. 2 to 3, oh my gosh, it's near impossible.
That's literally like a million might.
And guess what? We're talking about literally a million might. Cameron literally has a million might.
Dude, and the Targon's Peak and Annie ability up like get them all up.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
it's literally Mega Annie ability right now. And let's just do some math. It's going to be 6 to 8, 12, 19 for Sebastian on board using the Draven ability.
I think he has more than that in just one battlefield.
Yeah, he has 10, 16, 21 in the top battlefield. That's a traveling merchant at the bottom, yeah.
Yeah, traveling
8,
merchant.
14, 19. Damn, it's
Dude,
crazy.
this guy, someone get him a first grade math test.
God forbid they start making us do multiplications in Riftbound. It's gonna be crazy. They should have like what's that guy's name? Who's the guy that you always say geometry about? Vel'Koz.
Oh, Vel'Koz?
Vel'Koz should have like an algebra kind of like thing going on.
His power should be a equation.
Yeah, yes, it should. It literally should be an
You have to-
equation.
how many runes minus how many creatures times how many gears, and that's his power. You have to math it out.
But to backtrack right now, Sebastian is trying to figure out how he can push through this board. I don't know if does Cameron have a hand? I don't think so because he does not have any. He's literally just playing with his leg right now.
Does he not? I think he has to have a hand. He drew like 700 cards.
Oh, actually, no. I think
I see his hand
on
over
top
there.
of the thing. But that's the thing. Cameron really just drew a fresh new hand, so it's potentially a bunch of battle tricks.
Yeah, his hand was so heavy, I had to put it down for a second. That's how many cards he had. I don't know how Sebastian can do this.
17, that's 19. Both boards already have that much might.
I think you just have to try to beat over, but there's a Forerunner on each board.
A Forerunner on each board is a monstrous thing. What's cool about the Annie deck is, like, you don't use Annie signature spells and things like that. Like, you're not forced into, like, Draven,
It's because it's like
Spinning Axe or anything like that.
it's Tibbers, and Tibbers is trash.
Don't say that. Tibbers is broken.
Dude, I want Tibbers to be broken, but Tibbers just be trash.
Signature unit is such a cool thing, and I really hope Iron gets a signature unit.
If Tibbers was like a lower mana, like 6 mana, 8 mana is just too much. That's like a Mundo.
Yeah. It has to be a win condition by itself.
Yeah, 8 mana minions have to like basically win you the game.
Sebastian trying to figure out the math on this all. Both battlefields are gigantic.
Sebastian's not as quick as Ed here with the first grade math.
And my first grade math abilities.
Like Kaisa in the back. Use the Draven ability. Oh, okay.
Kills everything except for the traveling merchant. And Cameron on the crackback is going to get 2 tokens.
I think Sebastian expected him to react, but I think I'd do the same thing.
Where you just let stuff happen, yeah.
Was the might the same, or are they calculating? Oh, the merchant is dead too. Okay, he didn't calculate for the Draven.
With the
too.
Draven pump, yeah.
The Draven pump. I still think that's fine.
Yeah, the issue here is Sebastian has no follow-up. And Cameron literally has 9 might on board.
Runner of his own.
A Ferris Forerunner of his own here.
He has a Darius in hands.
Oh, it is going to be a Darius. It is going to be reinforced Darius, but Darius is not one for this world, not good on defense, but he's assigned to it. Looks like Sebastian's going to try to set up a fat board here. I can see a Noxus Hopeful in his hand, and it would be strange to not develop it, but let's see what he does here. All right, he's making the board even bigger, so let's do some more math. It is 9, 13, 13 to 9 for Cameron with a fight or flight backup. So let's see what he had. Let's see what he can do.
Also, the Darius could get, if he used 2 spells, could pump up plus the 2. Go into 6. Honestly, there is a literally negative rush to even We can develop our board, but honestly, now is the time.
Ooh, the Annie ability gets to add back a power spell. It's going to be a called shot here.
What's he looking for? Maybe the last Rasa? Or the other Rasas?
Yeah. A rebuke would be kind of good too. Fight or flight. Hard bargain is also strong because hard bargain basically prevents it from, what is it called? From other battle tricks from happening. Now it's just something like a spinning axe.
He does have 4 mana.
But honestly, right
himself.
now, Cameron could just afford to play back. Sure, Sebastian could kill him next turn, but with nothing in base, I don't think Sebastian's cracking that top board.
The risky thing is he goes up to 7 first before we go to 7.
But then what I'm saying is Cameron just try to set up a board to kill next turn. Even though Sebastian can kill him next turn because it is going to go to that 7 to 8, Sebastian is less likely to actually kill because we've already seen a Darius, a Kaisa being played, and 9 mana to, what is it called? 9 mana to 12, 16, 21 might is a big, big bargain here. You would need something like double rebuke plus like a Darius or something.
He did not find the Rasa, I don't think. Here's the problem. We might have to move some people back if we didn't find something big to play. Because we need to get ready to fight. Okay, I always love hiding the fight or flight. It's pretty cool because in the follow-up turn, you could just use it for free to get your guy back. It is like a 1 mana difference because you're de-ramping one now, but on the next turn, you don't have to use 2 mana for the fight or flight because it's hidden. So it's basically a 1 mana net gain in the following turn, even though you de-ramped 1 now, in case you want to like hold people in the battlefield and then move them down with the fight or flight for the final push.
All right, Sebastian's win condition here would most likely be, oh man, Cameron has fight or flight and rebuke in hand, so he is looking to bunker down and not lose this top battlefield. But what I was going to say is Sebastian's win condition here is to whittle away the back row of Cameron and try to set up a hold, because right now he has the initiative. He will be holding for game.
Yeah, I don't think it's too impossible to conquer the other one. He can go like, if he had like Thunder Song, double fight or flight, move the Darius back, ready it, he actually wins. Because he can move the Darius back, Thunder Song, double fight or flight, the Forerunner and the other guy up, and then move Darius in, and he actually has it. That's a big ask, but that is that is a way. If or like double, if that set card could be a fight or flight. He has a spinning axe. He has a detonate in his hand. I don't think he has it. Oh, he has a falling star though. That's cool.
Yeah. Falling Star will get rid of something like Annie plus a token or like Annie plus Ezreal, but right now, knowing Cameron's hand, a fight or flight plus rebuke.
Man, the Thunder Song goes so hard here. Okay.
All right. Just as a reminder that Darius will be going up to 7, but then Cameron's board is 9.
We are going for the. I think if we don't get this push, it's over. So we're just really trying to get the push. We have the spinning axe, but we know that's a fight or flight. It's really hard.
Another Darius would be kind of good, but honestly, that is checkmate now. Cameron has the double. What is it called?
He has the 2 cards in his hand plus the 1 hidden. I don't think he can even do anything here. Kaisa's not going to be big enough, though. It's going to be a Rebuke Fight or Flight. It's just going to be a Kaisa. Yep.
And that is going to be it. Double Fight or Flight for Cameron. And has a Rebuke showing him for that. And that is going to be it. Cameron winning it. He goes undefeated today with his Miracle Annie deck. I don't see this dude lose that often, honestly.
It's a really good deck.
Yeah, and a really good pilot. Big fan. Cameron is my bias.
Okay, thank you for joining us tonight at the People's Card Shop. Remember to follow Conquer and Hold at youtube.com. We are going to post these VODs there. We're also going to post deck profiles. Earlier this last week, we had a crazy deck with like a Miracle Misfortune control list. We're going to post that one tomorrow morning for everyone. Okay? Thanks for stopping by.
Bye.